So you can see right there, I'm looking at over 50% loss. Carmen's, are you patiently watching all the birds outside on the step? Is that what you're doing? Did you wish that you could attack one? Is that what's going through your mind, Carmen's? It is a beautiful cold winter day here, and I'm going to figure out, maybe not in this video, but gonna dive into it a little deeper, why the engine is locking up in one spot. There's a lot of theories I have in my head, one of them being maybe the valves are fucked up, maybe one of them are bent, and when the piston comes up, it is jamming on it. But when I had the Boroscope in there earlier, it didn't seem to notice anything was different. It was cranking over before, but it was slowly. But now it's got to the point where it's stuck. And we did notice that the timing chain was all kind of loose and crap, and I thought that was the case when I tore everything apart. I thought maybe the timing chain would have been piled up down there. That's not the case. So now, I didn't bolt everything up from last time, so it's just a matter of peeling everything off, because everything is just sitting on there loosely, and then we can get back to looking. I'm just gonna pull the center bracket out, and then I can get that valve cover off. I don't need to do that for the Boroscope, but I want to see everything. Get my little baggie, because these nuts are just on there loose. There we go. Get these all out. Get these bolts out. And wiggle that plate out. I just left those on there loose last time. So now we're gonna figure out, hopefully, in this video, what's going on. It's either, well, I think either way, honestly, we are most likely gonna be pulling this engine out. That is my guess. How did I weasel this out last time? There we go. We're out. Get that spark plug out of there. I think I just left that in there loose as well. I do wholeheartedly believe that the timing is out. Alright, let's get this Boroscope down in there. See if we can get it right down there at that hole. Fortunately, I can't really see. Ah, there it is. There it is, right there. Right there. So, there you have it, right there. It's nice about this camera because you can shoot down or you can shoot to the sides. And we got a valve hitting the piston. Clear as day. It's actually a really nice view from inside. Looking at the piston. There we go, we're coming up. And we're touching. We are touching. Yeah, I can't even bring it back up to top dead center, and those timing marks are way out to lunch. I think I'm gonna pull the chain out or off. Maybe pull the cams out. With the cams out, all the valves will be shut. And possibly look at doing a leak down test. Because this will take all that slack out of the chain and such. So as it turns out, this thing could have been already at the very max. So all these cam caps are an 8mm. Fuck around. Ah. Get that fucking. That's what I hate about swivels. Never work in the position you really want them to. So now, pull that off. Get that off. That cam journal looks really good, not scored. So that actually looks really good. No deep scoring or anything. The exhaust cam just has 4 bolts. So once this is off, I'll be able to find my leak down tester, do a leak down. That one's on there tight. This is exactly what we're going to be looking at is the main thing. These impact drivers are good, but sometimes I wish they just had a little bit more power. So top dead center lines straight up, basically line up with there. Verify with the Boroscope. I need to turn on my air compressor. So I can do leak down test. Lift the back of the dowel. Let's have a look at this exhaust cam. It looks good. Decompression pin looks good. Perfect. All valves will be at the top now. We got the leak down tester here. And we are going to verify how bad the damage is. Familiar where the leak down tester is, at top dead center. So you can see right there, I'm looking at over 50% loss. Yeah, over 50% loss. This is probably one of the worst engines I've seen or experienced myself. Doing a leak down test, that's for sure. Here's a good look of the leakage tester kit right here. Comes in handy. I honestly can't remember the last time I used it. It's been a very long time. Right now, I need to do some research. What are valves going to cost? New piston and rings, probably. Biggest thing is, are the valve seats damaged, and if the crank is bent. My throat has been killing me, so no motherfucking beer time tonight. Those are the 2 major things that are going to be a game changer with this. However, it is what it is. I will make some DIY videos for my other channel so people can learn and save some money. And I'm also in the process of looking at a Polaris side-by-side. Polaris Razor, probably like a Polaris Razor 800. Then I'm either going to, if I sell the Jeep, I wouldn't mind getting a toy hauler or get like a little camper for the box and then tow with the truck. I think having a little camper in the back would be more ideal, especially if I want to do long distance traveling. There's lots of things going on, but that's where I sit right now with the dirt bike. You know, why can't you get sick while you're at work instead of being sick when you're not at work? I don't know. We'll see if this thing is worth salvaging.